Good morning traders, welcome to the morning update. It's Friday the 28th of April. My name's Mark Owen and this is coming live from the Excel Arena. Sorry about the croaky voice. Yesterday was a pretty full-on day with Anthony Robbins. I've got 3 more. I'm big into my self-development, and now if this is something that you've never attended, it's definitely a well worth event attending. UPW held every year at the Excel Arena. This is now my 3rd time. If you've never been, like I said, definitely go. Fantastic to get yourself motivated and bringing in new challenges for the year ahead. Okay, so what's happening for the markets and what's likely to happen moving forward, and what have we seen this week? Okay, some interesting moves, and we'll have a look at those in a minute. So news for the day, well, shortly we've got the chairman of the Swiss National Bank speaking. So be wary of any intraday trades that you may have open on the Swissy. And shortly after that, 9:30, we've got GBP, preliminary gross domestic product quarter on quarter. Forecast is slightly down on the previous quarter. Now, looking at the way the data has been coming in from the UK, whether we'll actually beat that forecast will be we'll soon find out. My expectation is that the actual numbers will be quite good. Then at 1:30 we've got the Canadian GDP month on month, forecast below the previous month, and same for the US dollar. We've got a forecast of 1.3 from a previous 2.1, so watch out, everyone's forecast is slightly down on the opening quarter or previous month. Couple of headlines for you from Bloomberg. Trump warns of major conflict if North Korea diplomacy fails. So what this could actually essentially mean is look for buying of yen and gold if we see some more uncertainty in the market and a potential sell-off in equities. So that would be a risk-off potential trade. And then also something a little bit out of the blue, the Scottish support in favour of Nicola Sturgeon has reduced somewhat, with the majority in Scotland not favouring a second referendum. So interesting there. Okay, so let's have a look at the chart. So moving on to the dollar index, you'll see you've got this falling wedge pattern, and the market's now sat on the bottom part of the wedge. We've also got a short-term signal from the commitment of traders. What this means is we're potentially looking for upside here for the dollar index. Now, the dollar index, if you don't already know, is primarily weighted to the euro. Had we not got European elections happening in France right now, I'd definitely be a little bit more on the aggressive side, looking to get long the dollar index. However, with the way the elections are lining up in France, I'm a little bit standoffish at the minute, and we've got until this sort of 7th of May. So I want to see some sort of clear indication we're going to get a bullish move here. The reason I'm suggesting that is with Le Pen and Macron now both the only parties to be leading the way for French elections. What we'll probably find is we'll find the centralist Macron being supported by other parties, so that Le Pen doesn't get appointed. Therefore, I can only see a bullish move there for the euro. We'll look at the euro in a second. So if that is a bullish move for the euro, with the dollar index being weighted more heavily to the euro, somewhere in the region of about 57%, that would be a downside move to the dollar index if we do get a big surge on the euro. The euro was the big mover this week after Le Pen and Macron were the only 2 runners for the election. It gapped up with a 2.5% open, which was roughly about 170 pip gap up, and you'll see that the gap has been maintained and above that critical level of 108.20, 108.60. We're holding around 109s this morning, just short of 109s. You'll see that I've got drawn like a symmetrical pattern, i.e. the highs are getting lower and the lows are getting higher. So this is an indecision. The market could go up, it could go down, but really what I want to see is I want to see that market touch the upper trend line before I have a bias, or I want to see it break out. So literally it's a sit on the sidelines with the euro dollar for me, and it makes sense around such a dominating political stance right now with the French elections. We see dollar yen here is operating in a nice channel. We are currently rejecting the 50 fib of the last leg down, but it is in the middle of the channel. The 50 fib is a nice structure point as well, so expect potential pullback before we move to the upside here, which would coincide with the dollar index pushing up a little bit, but like I said, it's more heavily weighted to the euro. Looking at sterling on the monthly looks extremely bullish, and looking at the monthly, you'd expect this to push up into the region of the 139.50s. However, remember what happens on a monthly chart doesn't necessarily, it's not going to pay dividend to you if you're an intraday trader or daily trader when you drop down the time frames. Now, by that, what I'm saying is if you were to look at the sterling on a daily chart, you'd probably see some sort of range-bound market down here between the two green boxes. You may even look at it as like an inverted head and shoulders. So if we get a solid close above this upper green box, then we can look for moves towards the red zones. So you can apply your daily technicals or your methodology into trading these potential charts. So look for further upside in sterling, buy any pullbacks to structure. Big movers of the week outside of the euro being the Kiwi and the Aussie. The Aussie has broken through major support, but it's sat in around 74.50. Here we're looking at the Kiwi, and you'll see that the Kiwi, we've had a COT signal now for a few weeks, and we were looking at potential longs. We did get long through here, it moved well, we hit first targets, it's come back and stopped us out, and we were looking again, but we didn't take a limit order this time because of the commercials signal didn't respond in the way that we normally react. So we were looking for price action signals down here, which we didn't get, and it's broken through. So next sort of potential area, we see further downside short term before we may get the commercials kick in, and we'll look to get long from somewhere in and around the 6,800 area. One market that has been very difficult and taken a couple of losers on this week is the Canadian dollar. We were looking, or I should say I was looking for sell signals in and around the 35.50 to 3600 area. I got short 3 times this market. I had 2 losers. The commercials actively buying Canadian dollar. We've got a nice structure level, we've got a nice fib, we've got some intraday price action in and around the major levels, only to see it stop and reverse. So now this is a short-term failed signal. I see this market moving up into the 38.30, 38.50, up to the top of the channel now. So I'm bullish dollar CAD until we get into those zones, and then I'll be looking for a correction back down to the bottom of the channel. Okay, so that's it from the majors and the minors, and from this week from Phoenix Blue. We do have our next free trading event, which is going to be held on the 9th of May. So anyone wanting to come and meet the Phoenix Blue teams, the protege traders, we'd love to meet you. We'd love to see what you're trading and how you're trading it, and more importantly, you can see how we trade on a daily basis, and see if it's something you'd like to get involved in. Okay, don't forget, if you are on social media, follow our Phoenix Blue Trading Facebook page, and also on Instagram we have Phoenix Blue Trading. Please follow our content, like and share, post it with the world, and have a great weekend. And don't forget, we have the Investor Insight Pack, which is available. This is our full weekly analysis. All you would need to do to get this analysis is send us an email, sign up to a quarterly subscription. It's very sensibly priced, and what it does, it will free up your weekends, because we, the professionals, will do all the hard work for you, and you can enjoy our analysis with a breakdown of currencies, commodities, global indices, commitment of traders, seasonality reports. It's all there, all ready for you. Alright guys, have a great weekend and we will see you Monday. Bye bye.